My name is Bertrell Smith. I have a few aliases. I don't care to disclose them right now. I would consider myself a lightweight, multidisciplinary artist. I dabble in some videography, mixed media, found objects, painting, um, oil pastels. The gamut of what I can get my hands on is generally how I articulate that. From canvases to, I don't know, roofing materials, older construction materials, anything that I can find a creative use out of that I can maybe change the purpose of it. Generally me. I am in Oakland. I am from Oakland, and I do make art in Oakland. Um, most of the time. I do get outside of Oakland, and I find myself making art there as well. Um, Whenever I can find something, look out. It was third grade, and my grandmother, rest her soul, Mary C., um, helped me do a class project. It was called Smile, Brighting Up America. It was some dental hygiene, something that we were all doing in class. Simply just took some styrofoam cups and just made different circles, some big, some small, on a piece of paper, shaded them in with different colors, happy face on them. And that was that. And they awarded me for that. Somewhere at the old Kaiser Permanente building on Grand or Lakeshore. So put on my derby jacket and my little plaid, got my afro picked up, my mom, my aunt. I don't think my dad was there, but I totally remember that. So that was something that was like, I'm getting an award for that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to go to school today. I get a little ribbon. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the first thing that I can think, like, okay, that was art related. But I don't even know if I attributed that to art. You know what I mean? I was just like, that was a class assignment. I didn't see it as that. Grandma did most of the work. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah. But that's how real artists work nowadays. They're like, hey, you guys do that. I'm gonna have to get this credit. Not at all. No, 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 no. Single black household, moms, um, work, home, spaghetti, sleep, repeat. So nah, not like saying they were like not encouraging. The time it takes an at-home person to be encouraging to youth. So grandma, see what I mean? Grandma was there, but she wasn't really like, this guy's an artist. You know what I mean? She was an artist. She was making family trees like big as the floor, doing all that kind of. She was, but to me, nah. So nah. I don't think they hated me, but they just weren't, like, yeah, he's an artist. So my creative process is usually muting out either from a distraction internally or from a material that is not adequate, and I'm like, this needs something, this is like this. So I usually generally start from an imperfection. I find a zone to start making something, you know. I don't do that across all mediums, but pretty much though. Is there really a downtime? If I consider myself to be multidisciplinary, I may do a voice memo. You know what I mean? I may write a rhyme. The creative process starts once I have to find a resolution. Sometimes a resolution is a rhyme. You go a good 16, go like, well, I solved a whole lot of problems. Or it may be tapping out a rhythm on some congos or something. If this was a paying job, meaning that it was something that is like, okay, I have to have this done by this day, this done by, like, if I was a teacher or something, I could say uh, the block of, being academia or something, I would do this or something else. But being that it's a creative, something that it's passion driven, I can't really say there is just a creative block. It may be a monetary gain block from creativity not being monetized on, but it's never really a lack of creativity. There's so many things to be creative about. I've left many occasions. I went to school, higher education, following the pack, keeping up with the Joneses. Went to DC 1990, went to Atlanta 96, 95, 96, 97. Then I came back to Oakland. My mom and brother didn't live in Oakland. They moved to Fremont at the time, so I lived in Fremont. Right now, I'm on the longest stretch since the early 2000s, and that's from 2008 till now. What keeps me here? It's just family for the most part. You know, moms and my brothers here. My dad he relocates back and forth between the Philippines, so he's here now. So I don't want to just like miss out on them. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll stick around, but I'm not really digging the city at all right now. I mean, like I love to see new buildings. I love to meet new people. Art is growing. If it wasn't for art, I don't know what Oakland would have. Really, you know, I'm just not digging it. I'm missing all kind of stuff or something. It probably is a sequence of events. There used to be things called house parties. You know what I mean? I mean, it really was like DJs, fights, drinks, going hot boxing, late night going to drive-ins, freestyles in the car. It used to be a sequence of things that used to happen. I don't know if they were just coming to age of adolescent things, but those things don't exist in the same form. I know people grow up, get kids, die, all kind of shit happens. It was really different. The older McDonald's was open, more Asian style one was really nice. There was movies at Eastmont Mall. You could go watch a Bruce Lee movie. Those were really dope things. There's no mall in Oakland. You can't walk and see a movie. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I get teary-eyed thinking about it. It's really meaning that it's so much to learn. Meaning that I think it's somewhere an Instagram feed was like guy was talking about. It was like, look, only about 10, maybe 7% of African Americans can afford to even go to Africa. You know what I mean? It's just something that doesn't. So in terms of finding a connection, I don't know. It's almost a fantasy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're African American, yeah. Like, I had a friend, he was like African American. He was a white guy in Texas. He was like, what does that mean? And I was like, you know, I mean, I was like, well, it means I come from someplace and I was associated into this stream of America in a nutshell. Although that stream may not be really associating me in that for whatever reason, but that's kind of what it means. So to be a part of that, I could give, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be like proud and this, that, and other, but that's kind of fluffy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm not a pro-black person, pro-African aesthetics. It just doesn't satisfy me. You know, I mean, in terms of like what does it mean? It's a learning process. I guess that's my thing. It means that I have to learn and unlearn and figure out and try to listen. You know, it means I have to listen or I have to use what I have from, you know, thinking forward. You know, it's the thing about blacks in the future. So, you know what I mean? So without knowing too much of the past, I still have to go forward. You know, so that's what it kind of means. It's like you know, it's like a quick glance back, grab what you can, and try to find a way to go forward. I'm thinking about art. I'm thinking about Asians, and I was thinking about martial arts, and then I started thinking about capoeira. Just thinking about arts in general, you know, and what's not art. You know, like it's kind of between what's an applied art and then what's, I guess, a fine art. You know, I mean, if I'm talking to an architect or a designer or some other capacity, what does art mean? You know what I mean? Like, what does art mean to me versus what it means to them? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm about to design this building. I'm about to I'm about to spray paint your building at about 3 in the morning. Hey, it might work out. It might increase the value of this junk.